Hey, what's up YouTube? It's Black, and I'm back with my favorite deck for the format, because screw playing the meta, this deck is better. This is kind of an update to my Blaster Laval's deck I had posted previously. I've made some changes and made some updates, and I want to get into a little bit more of the extra combos I've discovered. This version is one card bigger, but it runs a lot smoother than the deck before, because I think I'm almost close to balancing out the Blaster and the Laval engine. But without further ado, let me get into the deck profile. We got the standard 3 blasters for field control and just being there. 1 boost warrior, 1 burner now, 2 fire dogs, 1 Laval burner, triple Laval cannon, 1 Laval forest sprite, 2 Laval lakeside ladies, 1 Laval lancelord, 1 Laval magma cannoneer, 1 miller, triple handmaiden, and 1 spirit of flames, and that rounds up the monster count at 21. For spells, we have dark hole, gold sark, heavy storm, mind control, double molten conduction field, 1 monster reborn, 2 MSTs, 1 day of peace, 1 rhoda, 2 rekindlings, 2 bottomless, 2 breakthrough skill, 2 compulses, and 1 warning. Kind of evens out the deck from there. Extra deck, we got standard lineup Catastor, Black Rose formula, Iron Chain because Brio's banned. Laval synchros, we got dual slasher, Stenin, dragon, dragoon. Rounding out the rest of synchros, we got Scrap Dragon, Quasar, and Stardust with Armory Arm and TG Hyper Librarian. And for Exceeds, we have Big Eye and Abyss Dweller. For some of the changes in the deck, as you can clearly see, there's only 1 burner in this deck now. The reason for that being that I did not like drawing more than 1 of these cards at a time, because drawing multiples of this card without playing the extra stuff keeps me from getting my Laval combo pieces and screws up some of the synergy of the deck. Yes, he's a rekindling target, but he's only level 3 and he's only got 1000 attack, which means he's not a good first turn set if this gets stuck in my hand. Plus, with the addition of Gold Sark to this deck, I can just Blaster to get him now, which kind of adds to the power of this deck too now. And I just like having 1, it just evens things out better. 2 fire dogs are still the same. Only 1 Laval burner now for the sheer fact there were a lot of times where I would draw 2 of these cards and it would be an absolute dead draw. So I've cut it down to 1 in order to just have that free monster to jump out of your hand. Because since this is a combo-oriented deck, having multiple copies of this card without being able to use it cuts down your combos. I personally feel 3 cannons is essential to any Laval build for the sheer fact that he is probably the main reason this deck actually works, because he can pull back banish Lavals after you use them. There's only 1 force sprite in here now. Even though I'm down a Tuna, I'm still running 6. And by her being the only level 2 in the deck kind of hurts at times, because it kind of cuts down my Dragoon plays. But this card does nothing outside of being milled and pulled back with cannon. So I felt like 1 copy was essential. I don't think you need to go over 3 Lakeside Ladies, because at most you're only going to be using this card twice. Plus you need to put it back in the grave with cannon, and having 3 cuts down your chances of getting cannon faster. Lancelord, I'm not sure if I was playing 1 or 2, but he's just a good normal summon if you need to get over something quick. Only 1 Cannoneer still, for the sheer fact that this card is dead after being milled by Molten Conduction Field. Miller, just to get the deck rolling in case I don't draw my fields. And Triple Handmaiden, always standard. Spirit of Flames is the new tech for the sheer fact that there were a lot of times where cannon would get stuck in my hand, and I needed something to set it off. So Spirit of Flames is a good tech because I can just banish a fire monster to get it. And if I happen to remove Blaster, I can get a burner and just keep going from there. Plus, he goes from a 17 to 2k attacker the first time you enter your battle phase, which is pretty good. And plus, he makes a Synchro Wing and rank 4 exceeding a lot easier. 1 Gold Sark is there in order for me to get my combo pieces faster. Plus, it helps out a little bit of the synergy of the deck. I feel like 3 Molten Conduction Field is killing it just a bit, because more than likely after you successfully get 1 off, the other is going to be dead. And it's gotten to the point where I've considered putting Summoner Monk in this deck, but he would throw off the synergy just a bit. 1 Day of Peace is my next new addition, for the sheer fact after you make your plays and after you commit to the field, this card keeps you from being punished too hard. Plus, it's just generic draw for you and your Plus, guess how nice it is just to go, hey, I'm going to go Quasar, okay, I'm going to attack, okay, I'm going to do this, and then I'm going to play 1 Day of Peace, your turn. So it's just really, really bad. It's really bad for it puts your opponent in a really bad situation when you place a field that they can't get over it, and then they can't put any damage on board. Rhoda's still the same, just to get you Boost Warrior or Cannon. Cut it down from 3 to 2 Rekindlings, for the sheer fact 3 is, once again, 3 is a little bit of overkill. I feel like 2 is the perfect number, because in this version of the deck you have maybe 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 combo pieces, and having 3 with so few targets is kind of overkill. But it is nice to go into Rekindling into a bunch of synchros and Rekindling again into more synchros. But when I actually build the side deck for it, I will probably side one of this card at most, or 1 extra copy of this card. I'm playing Breakthrough Skill over Veiler for the sheer fact I like Breakthrough Skill because it hits during either player's turn, and I can just remove it from the grave in order to negate an effect on my turn. Compulse, just because it's a very good chainable card. Warning over Judgment for the sheer fact that it's very easy in this format and now to get punished for paying half your life points, and most of the time and most decks revolve around summoning now, so it's just very easy to negate that summon or pay that 2,000 and deal with whatever comes your way from there. As you can see at the moment, my side deck is an absolute and total mess. These are just cards I was trying out. I will build a side later, but for now this up in the air. For a little bit extra deck explanation, I feel like this is the boss of this deck right now, for the sheer fact that there's a lot of targeting going on in the game, and Stennin prevents itself from being targeted by banishing Laval, negating the activation and resolution of that card. The only problem is that when you make Stennin, you have to commit to the field, for the sheer fact that when Stennin synchro summon, you have to drop a card from your hand. So you have to set everything and then go for Stennin. Plus, having 2700 attack is really nice. If you can't get your hands on a Quasar, you can go TG Halberd Cannon, even though he's not as good as Quasar. He's only $1, which kind of goes very well for the very cost-efficient player. Armor Arm is added for the sheer fact there were a lot of times where I was stuck with either Miller or an easy way to make a 4, and I was either stuck with Miller and Handmaiden or something I can make a level 4 with, and I had no level 4s. So Armor Arm is just nice for making that quick level 4 to attack or either attach to something I have and deal some damage. Big Eye's still in here. If you can't afford Big Eye, I say go for Gaia Dragon. And my rank 4 is very, very ambiguous because I change this around a lot. At the moment it's Abyss Dweller, and the only reason I stuck a rank 4 in here over another synchro was for the sheer fact there were a lot of times where I was either stuck with a Cannon and Fire Dog, or I can just pop Spirit of Flames out, and I just needed a rank 4 to go for just in case. But that about does it for this deck profile. I am going to maybe later post some videos of me playing with this new version of this deck, but it does run a lot smoother than the other build I posted before. It has a lot more synergy and a lot more plays now. And it keeps me from being locked into either I'm going for Blaster Big Eye or Quasar, because I can mix those in and then gradually go for whichever one I choose. But if you all have any suggestions, tips, or anything, if anybody has actually played with this deck or built it, let me know, and let me know what either I can add or take out. There's an alternative to Breakthrough Skill if you can't get it, and I'll probably post another video on it today about it. But regardless, thank you all for watching. Stay black, and I will see you all next time.